What if I told you there is one investment that never crashes, never disappears, and never betrays you, even when everything else does? Most people spend their lives chasing returns they can't control. They invest in people who leave, jobs that replace them, markets that fall overnight, dreams that depend on permission. And then one day they wake up tired, disappointed, and confused, asking the same quiet question in the dark. Where did all my effort go? I've seen it happen. Maybe you have too. A person works for years, gives their best energy to something external, something fragile. They delay themselves, their health, their learning, their voice, their confidence. They tell themselves later, when things are stable, when I have time. But later never comes. And stability is a lie the world never promised. Because the truth is uncomfortable. The world doesn't reward loyalty, it rewards value. And value is not what you own, it's who you become. There was a moment in my life when everything felt stuck. Not dramatic, not loud, just heavy. Days repeating, effort without progress. I was doing what I was supposed to do, being responsible, being realistic, and yet something inside me felt smaller every year, like I was shrinking to fit a life I never chose. That's when it hit me. I had been investing in everything except myself. I was building skills for someone else's dream, sacrificing sleep for someone else's timeline, ignoring my body, my mind, my curiosity, my growth. I treated myself like an afterthought, like a tool, useful but replaceable. And the scariest part? The world agreed with me. When you don't invest in yourself, people sense it. They undervalue you because you undervalue you. Opportunities pass because you're not ready to receive them. Confidence fades because you never trained it. Strength disappears because you never protected it. No one warns you that neglecting yourself is a slow kind of self-betrayal. Investing in yourself doesn't look glamorous at first. There's no applause when you read instead of scrolling, no celebration when you choose discipline over comfort, no instant reward when you walk away from distractions and sit alone with your growth. It's quiet. Lonely sometimes. You study while others sleep. You practice while others party. You fail in private so you don't have to suffer in public forever. You build habits no one sees. You strengthen muscles people won't notice until the moment you need them most. And here's the part most people don't understand. Every hour you invest in yourself compounds. Knowledge stacks. Confidence builds. Skills sharpen. Resilience deepens. Your mind becomes clearer. Your standards rise. Your tolerance for nonsense disappears. You start walking differently, speaking differently, choosing differently. Slowly, the world responds. Not because you begged it to, but because you changed. Money can be lost. Titles can be taken. Relationships can end. But the version of you that you build, that stays. That follows you into every room, every challenge, every new beginning. When life knocks you down, and it will, you don't start from zero. You start from experience, from strength, from wisdom you paid for with effort. That's the return no one can steal. Think about it. The people who rise again after failure aren't lucky, they're invested. They spent years developing something inside them that doesn't break under pressure. They trained their mind to think clearly when things go wrong. They trained their emotions to survive disappointment. They trained their discipline to keep going when motivation disappears. They didn't wait to feel ready. They built readiness. And yes, it costs something. It costs comfort. It costs excuses. It costs the version of you that wants easy answers and quick rewards. It costs facing your weaknesses without running. It costs patience in a world addicted to speed. But what it gives you is freedom. Freedom from depending on approval. Freedom from fear of starting over. Freedom from the panic of losing everything because you know the most valuable asset is still standing. You. There will be days when investing in yourself feels pointless, when progress is invisible, when you question if it's worth it. That's normal. Growth doesn't announce itself. It whispers, it hides, it tests you. But one day, quietly, without warning, you'll realize something has changed. You're calmer in chaos, stronger under pressure, clearer in decision-making. You don't chase as much, you don't beg, you don't settle, you don't break easily. And people will call it confidence. They'll say you're lucky. They'll say you changed overnight. They won't see the years. They won't see the nights you chose growth over comfort, the moments you invested when no one was watching, the discipline it took to keep going when quitting felt easier. But you'll know. And that's enough. Because investing in yourself is the only investment that pays forever. It grows while you sleep. It protects you when things fall apart. It opens doors long after opportunities disappear. So if you're tired of feeling behind, start here. If you're scared of losing everything, build yourself. If you're waiting for the perfect time, this is it. Bet on the one asset that has survived every storm you've ever faced. Bet on you. Because no matter where life takes you next, that investment never fails. And one day, much later, when the noise of the world finally quiets down, you'll sit with yourself and understand something most people never do. You were never behind. You were being prepared. All those moments when it felt like nothing was happening, something was happening. Inside you, in silence, in discipline, in choices no one clapped for. While others were chasing shortcuts, you were building foundations. While others were looking for validation, you were sharpening vision. That's why investing in yourself feels invisible at first, because the work is internal before it ever becomes visible. The world celebrates results, not preparation. It applauds success, not sacrifice. So when you choose to invest in yourself, you're often walking a path with no signs, no guarantees, and no audience. Just faith, just patience, just you. And that's where most people quit. They quit because growth is uncomfortable, because self-honesty hurts, because improvement demands responsibility. It forces you to stop blaming circumstances and start asking hard questions. Am I disciplined enough? Am I consistent enough? Am I willing to change? That level of honesty scares people. But if you stay, if you keep going, something powerful happens. You stop asking the world to save you. You stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. You stop hoping someone will finally recognize your worth, because you already did. You invested in your mind so you can't be manipulated easily. You invested in your skills so you're never truly stuck. You invested in your health so your energy becomes an advantage. You invested in your character so pressure doesn't break you. And suddenly, even your failures look different. They don't destroy you, they educate you. They don't end you, they refine you. You walk through setbacks with your head up, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. That's the secret return of self-investment. Not wealth, not fame, not applause. Self-trust. The quiet confidence that no matter what happens next, you'll figure it out. That even if everything collapses, you can rebuild. That you don't need perfect conditions to move forward because you carry the tools with you. And that changes how you live. You choose better. You wait less. You fear less. You demand more from yourself and less from the world. Because you finally understand this simple truth. No one is coming to rescue you. And that's not a curse. That's freedom. So keep investing when it's boring. Keep growing when it's lonely. Keep learning when it feels slow. Because years from now, when life tests you in ways you can't imagine today, you won't panic. You'll stand, built, prepared, unshakable. Not because life was kind, but because you were wise enough to invest in the one thing that always pays back. You.